Hey everybody, welcome back to Zephyr Plays Banished. In our last episode, we went ahead and took care of the bare necessities for everybody. We did food gathering, we made a forest, we put everybody in houses, took care of their firewood needs, and we also got them their tools. Now, in this episode, we're going to go ahead and do our first expansion. I like doing around 4 houses at a time until I start getting more people, and then obviously you're going to have to do more houses as the houses start filling up and you need more space. So right now we've got 6 laborers, some wood, some stone. Check our circles. Alright. Actually, could probably harvest all that. See, it takes 16 wood and 8 stone for each house. So we've got enough right now for the 4 houses. But as soon as we make those 4 houses, we're going to run into an issue where we need more firewood. To go ahead and deal with that issue, we need another source of wood, because our forester lodge isn't quite up to snuff yet. You can see he's starting to plant a few trees here and there, but we really need more than that. So we're going to go ahead, get us a bridge over here where we can take this chunk of trees out. We'll also gain access to a little stone and some iron as well. It'd be ideal to come across from right here, but then we'd have to make a bridge here and then a bridge here. So let's go ahead and pick our narrowest point. Probably be somewhere right in this area. Let's hit bridge. So this right here is going to take all of our wood, just flat out. And later, when we have a trading post, the boats are still able to get underneath it, so you don't have to worry about blocking any of that off. So let's get us a bridge going, and a road to it. Maybe even make the road go down the coast. Might be a little difficult. Alright, we'll deal with that road later. It's going to take 2 people to build that, and our 6 laborers will go ahead and move the stuff to it. So let's go ahead and unpause our game. We want to move along pretty quick, so let's just knock them up at 10 times speed. Move this over to the side. Oh wow, they're going quick too. About to get our warning. Reserve of logs is low. And there's all of our resources. Now we just have to wait for our 2 guys to come in and start building. Doing quite nicely. We've got almost 1,500 food. And that is a major key for your expansions. For your expansions, you have to have enough excess to support the population you're about to add. Otherwise, it's going to get into winter and you're going to start running into food shortages. And it's just going to end up being a situation that is not very good. So, because we used all of our wood on this, let's go ahead and clear cut this area. I'm going to go ahead and clear that out. I'm going to leave the stone and iron here for a minute because we don't quite need it yet. But this will probably be an area, probably do another food gathering area right here, or even up here, because this is nice and wide open. Them going on. Okay, 54. Now that we've hit 54, we can go ahead and start thinking about our expansion. Go ahead and make our road. Another thing that I'm going to recommend is very important, even though they hardly ever do it, and this is going to take a nice little chunk of stone. Is a well. I like doing a little design. There we go. The road will come down here. Do these two houses, flip them around, and do two more. So we're going to start off with these four houses for our first expansion. Loop that around. Let's see. My next expansion is going to be right here as well. Good. 8, 10, 8, 10, 'Nice little square. And for the center right here, the reason I'm leaving this gap right here in between the roads is for our first town services building, which would be a well. We're going to put this well right here in the middle of this group of houses. So if a fire does break out, they'll be able to go ahead and get water from the center area and run it around to any of the houses that may be on fire. We've got our two builders going out. 10, yes. 2 in each of the houses and then 4 right here. We don't need our wooden bridge window. Tools are in good shape. See, we added these new houses and all of a sudden our firewood starts dropping. Good news is we're keeping up with our demand for food, leaving a good excess there. Now we got 2, 3, 4 new families, and actually 13. I actually probably have room for another house. Actually, I think I might do that. Add 5 houses to the mix. Because we have a female here and a male here, so Sherald and Shell, they hooked up, and probably before spring they'll have a kid in here. So we got one new child right now, and soon that will grow into 4 children, 1 for each house, and then probably once they get about 7, the parents will decide to have another child. Oh, and we got new kids up here as well. They'll work to replace our older population as they exceed in age and grow old and pass away. So since we've got 10 laborers, we've got our original buildings that we can go ahead and bump up production on. So we can go ahead and fill out those buildings, and we've got 5 left. I know you guys are watching and probably saying, you know, you're forgetting something, Zephyr. There's one thing that these people need that you have completely ignored. And you guys are right. There's one more basic services building that we need to go ahead and add. And that's what this area right here is for. And that is a tailor. Our tailor makes the clothes. The reason I wanted to wait for a minute was to allow this leather to build up. So the tailor will have an initial stock to start making clothes with. And like our blacksmith, which can do multiple types of tools, so can our tailor do multiple types of clothes. And when our builders are finished with the tailor, I'll go ahead and show those. Ew. They won't be able to build that because me, in my negligence, forgot to account for the added stone. Probably should grab this first since it's really close. Boost production there. Let's see. Forester's Lodge. Ew. Oh, that'll make for a good one. I would like to... Ooh, there we go, right there. So we can put him right there. Probably do a couple houses down here in this area. Actually, yeah. We'll go ahead and get him started. Go ahead and run our road straight down. Is that gonna? Yes, that's gonna line up perfect. Alright. Ah, our tailor is done. So I was telling you that he had multiple types of clothing that he can produce, and that is hide coats, wool coats, and warm coats. And the ingredients for each are leather or wool, and the combination of the two, leather and wool. We won't be able to do wool or warm coats until we actually get a trading post in here and receive sheep, because sheep will be the source of wool. Might actually got a hill right there. So, actually we might have room for a... no. Need actually a row of houses right here and then a pasture. Go ahead and knock this right here, just so we can see what size pasture we can get. 20 by 10, and that'd be barely on the yellow circle. That might be an idea. But, ooh, we only need 2 builders. But we'll cover that when we start doing our trading and everything. Can I... Trading post? Fit? No. No. Alright, I'm probably gonna have to do some finagling to get our trading post to go in someplace, because that might be a little too far for them. Or perhaps up here, and the people in these houses would be able to cut up the coast and work in the trading post. So we got our forest coming along nicely. Our first house coming in. These guys going to be doing... You're still delivering resources. We got plenty of that. Since these guys are working on that, go ahead. So here, collect the iron from inside the circle. Let's see, do we have any more iron? Yes, we have a couple pieces left up there. I just like to do this manually so the people that work in this forester's hut won't have to do it themselves. So we got one forester. We got 4 people. Actually, we can probably bump this up to 3, because as soon as that forester gets built, it'll split in between the 2. Build 445. And this will be in anticipation for our next expansion. I'm probably doing it a little early, but I'd like to go ahead and get this area claimed so that when I do expand further, I'll be able to do this area up here for all that. Always looking forward to the future. Got our people going around. 2,000 food. Alright, the builders doing their job. 2. And make that 3rd guy a tailor instead. So we're going to have our clothes start coming in. Got our first expansion coming in. Clear this out. And just to make it look pretty, I like doing this. You see that it's already got the outline in the stone road. Ooh. Low. Reserve of logs is low. Okay, that Forester's Lodge is went ahead and done. 2, 1. This way we have both of them working. Now this guy's almost got his filled out. We'll go ahead and switch him to cut. So now we're going to start getting a trickle of wood to come in. Go ahead and get this started. Clear the trees from around the outside. These guys will remove the stone. Oh. I got big rocks in the middle of town here, don't I? Yeah. No real point in this. I just like the design that this particular thing makes. Alrighty. So we got everything coming along good. Our 2 craftable resources are both at limit. And he's working on getting the people clothes. First expansion seems to be doing quite nicely. You? Right. Oh, I only want you to plant. Okay, there we go. Almost forgot that. And we can actually, we start getting some of those children joining the workforce. Let's see, what do we got for children? 8, 16. Before you build a school, the children will join the workforce at age 10, and afterwards, the general rule is, instead of joining the workforce at age 10, they'll start school at age 10, get educated, and then join the workforce at around 18. Once they are educated, somebody told me, I'll have to figure out who, but somebody told me there's about a 30% increase in these buildings that produce items, like the fishing hut. They teach you how to be a better fisher, better hunter, better gatherer. But right now, the original people are educated. Let's see. It's not until you start getting into kids that you have people that are not educated as much. Let's see, where are you? You are working. Late autumn 6, moving right along. And once you start getting people like over the age of 10, they'll start moving into their own houses. Like right now, Addie and either Mistia and Lena, once they hit 10, if you build a house, they will move into a house and start going to expand the population. No. Looks like Eddie's going to be a player when he hits 10 years old. He has a plethora of females to be assigned to. Alright, I think I will go ahead and call this first expansion a success. They're going to continue to gather resources, pick out the trees and the stone from outside the yellow circle of this forester's hut. These are the little ones right here that you see. Like this. I think this is a berry bush. Got the mushrooms, roots. I don't know where the onions will come. That actually might be an onion right there. That different style of growth. But that will be what the gatherer's hut. And when the forest is made, you'll see more of those pop up. Is that a stone? Why is there a stone in the middle of my forest? You. Oh, wow. I thought I removed all that. Stone. Out in my forest. Ooh, only 4 kids. Yeah. I think we got 3,000 food. I think we will go ahead and finish this episode off by assigning 2, 3, 5 more houses. Wow, yeah, we're up to 11 laborers. And probably when we come back, 36, we need more wood. So we should probably do that. Oh, well, they're going to be gathering this right here. Get them to gather all the wood they can. Don't need you. You guys will come around the mountain and gather this up. Is that on? Yeah, you're on the right side, and so are you. Because we want these guys, or this area, to stay with trees, because this guy working? Oh, you're taking a long time to get to work. But this guy is going to be planting more trees, getting everything done. And look at him go. But yeah, that will be the end of this episode, and if you like what you saw, go ahead and click that like button. I'd appreciate a subscribe, but that's up to you guys. That's it for tonight. This is Zephyr, signing off.